Our worst fears are coming true. The detention of top Iskcon priest Chinmoy Krishna Das by the Bangladesh police under the Yunus regime is a disturbing development that highlights the growing persecution of Hindus in Bangladesh. Viewers, this incident is particularly alarming given the rising attacks on Hindus there. The eerie similarities between Bangladesh's current situation and Pakistan's well-documented history of minority persecution are hard to ignore, you know it. The fact that Hindus are being targeted with impunity while the Indian opposition remains mum is a reminder of the hypocrisy that pervades our political landscape. Why am I saying this? The double standards are glaring, viewers. The same ecosystem that sheds tears for Gaza and Rafah has turned a blind eye to the plight of Hindus in Bangladesh. The silence is deafening. It exposes how human rights are conditional and dependent on victims' faith. Viewers, the detention of Chinmoy Krishna Das is not an isolated incident. It's part of a larger pattern of persecution of Hindus that they face in Bangladesh. It's time for this ecosystem to break its silence and condemn the persecution of Hindus. The ecosystem that claims to champion human rights must be consistent in its outrage. The plight of Hindus in Bangladesh deserves attention, and it's time for our leaders to speak up and say, all eyes on Dhaka.
আমাদের প্রিয় জন্মভূমি এই বাংলাদেশ, আমরা যে ভূমি ছেড়ে যেতে চাই না। আমরা এই ভূমির ভূমিপুত্র এবং সনাতনী সমস্ত জনগোষ্ঠীর কাছে অনুরোধ করব, যে কোনো সময় আমাকে হয়তো গ্রেফতারও করা হতে পারে। আপনারা ঐক্যবদ্ধভাবে এই আন্দোলনকে অব্যাহত রাখবেন।
This was the message. Stay united. This was his call to the community. Is this hate speech? I don't know what this is. But the Yunus government, you see, the Nobel laureate, under which, whose reign the Islamists have a free run. Chinmoy Das has been placed under arrest, detained, what have you. Pradeep Bhandari, the national spokesperson of the Bharatiya Janata Party, joins the panel. All our guests stay on. Pradeep, the ecosystem that says all eyes on Gaza, Rafah, what have you, when will they say all eyes on Dhaka?
Well, Pranesh, the Indian opposition, in particular Rahul Gandhi, who is considered to be an extremely good friend of Mohammad Yunus, these man, in particular Priyanka Vadra, who has done 11 tweets on Gaza, all of them are silent because their secularism stops at the Hindus. For them, secularism is speaking about every minority but not the Hindus. And I will illustrate you by a simple example. This is the Congress newspaper National Herald. Moments after the Yunus government took charge, the Bangladesh government took charge, and there was targeted attack on the minorities. This is National Herald openly taking the editorial line, and I quote National Herald, "What moral right does India have to lecture Bangladesh on Hindu minority?" So these individuals who go around the world in 365 days, Rahul Gandhi goes to United States of America, speaks against the country, speaks about minorities. For them, there is no minority like Hindu minority. This is why they oppose the CA. This is why when Rahul Gandhi wished Mohammad Yunus, he could not speak about the Hindu minority. It is only Prime Minister Narendra Modi who consistently has taken the stand. We are extremely concerned and vigilant about what is happening in Bangladesh. And note, after Prime Minister Narendra Modi being the first global leader who tried to get the world's attention to Hindu minority in Bangladesh, it was Donald Trump, the president-elect, who also acknowledged it. So my question is, if the world is acknowledging that the Hindus are targeted in Bangladesh, why not Priyanka Vadra and Rahul Gandhi?
Kamru Zaman Chaudhary,
this is why I say,
when will you end the denial?
Jinnah is what they follow, not the Indian constitution.
Okay, Pranesh, I've heard the lecture of Pradeep out here.
It's not lecture, sir, please.
No, he gives a monologue.
Let's not be patronizing. Come on.
Come on. Okay, fine. Basic point is that today, that was a very big body blow to the ecosystem in the Supreme Court today, Indian Supreme Court, when a petition was filed to remove the socialist and the secular words from the preamble of the Constitution. The Supreme Court just kicked away the petition. And funnily, you see, in Bangladesh Constitution also, these two words are there, secular and socialist. Now, why I am comparing India's constitution with the Bangladesh constitution is what the minorities in both the countries are facing. I'm not preposterous out here in suggesting that Mr. Chinmoy Das, who is revered by every Bengali, whether he is a Hindu or a Muslim, I being a Bengali Muslim,
I see where you're taking this.
Let me finish. Let me finish. Please, the broader point gets missed when you just interpret my flow of thought. When Lord Redcliffe drew the boundary line between the erstwhile Surma Valley in Assam, dividing the Indian Sylhet district and the Bangladeshi Sylhet district, there were a lot of acrimony between the people. But the very least inter-border transfer, according to the
Kamruzaman Chaudhary, please spare us the history lesson. 1 minute. I asked you a direct question. No, 1 minute. I'll tell you what you're trying to say. Ishtaran, Kamruzaman Chaudhary is saying broadly that look at the plight of minorities here. So this is justified in Bangladesh.
No, I'm justifying, Pranesh. This is absolutely rubbish that you are speaking.
Pranesh, I have just, one second. It's a question to me now. It's a question to me. I didn't interrupt anybody, Pranesh. Pranesh, on your debate, they shouldn't allow this. Let's be very clear that just in the previous debate, people were blaming the court, including Mr. Kamru, and saying that the court order incited violence. Now, because the court passed an order on certain changes to the preamble, they are very happy with the court. In 1 hour, they go from attacking the court to praising the court. What authenticity is there to answer them? In every case, please respect the court. Now coming to the genocide of Hindus in Bangladesh, it is a consistent, persistent pattern on which Prime Minister Modi tweeted and global leaders also. Ms. Tulsi Gabbard as early as 2021 said on this. It's not a recent problem. Population from 23% has come down to below 10%. That's a systematic genocide going on. Unfortunately, Bharat is not recognizing it for last so many years and the world is of course ignoring it. High time has come that we recognize the genocide. That is why we need laws like CAA, which were opposed by violent mobs on the roads of Delhi. And by doing that, they have further made the position of Hindus in Bangladesh tougher. So high time we protect all Hindus anywhere in the world because that is the moral duty of Bharat.
Atikur Rahman, is it too much to ask? All eyes on Dhaka. कोई कैंपेन नहीं है सर, कोई आउटरीच नहीं है, कोई कॉन्डमनेशन नहीं है, कोई प्लकार्ड प्रोटेस्ट नहीं है, किसी ने ऐसे नहीं लिखा ऑल आइज ऑन ढाका.
Pranesh put this on record that if what is going on right now in Bangladesh, if it is not prevented, Bangladesh will go the Pakistan way, with all the radical Islamist forces taking over Bangladesh. And this is the main point we need to realize. And we are trying to make it realize to you and the BJP that dharma and religion, if it takes guard of a nation, constitutions goes, to the winds. Please stick to the law. Karan and Iskcon and all of you are preaching something which you do not practice in your own land. So what is the purpose? It's an internal matter of Bangladesh, and I am telling you, what is going on in Bangladesh shouldn't be
internal matter of Bangladesh.
At any cost.
Yeah.
The UN,
Sambhal is an internal matter. No. Sambhal is an internal matter of Sambhal. This is an internal matter of we are. This is what happens when you have the warped idea of a republic. Banana republic is what you want. No. It does not suit me, sir. Please. If you are outraged by what's happening in Gaza, Rafah, no eyes on Dhaka.
You are being horrible. You are being horrible.
Yeah, I am being horrible. Yeah. I am pelting stones.
Can I make a point, Pranesh? Atikur Rahman Saab was the first one to have a debate on all eyes on Rafah, on what happened in Gaza. And fine, he's within his purview to have a debate there. From Nasrallah to what's happening in Gaza, they want to comment and pontificate about everything for the sake of Ummah. But here they are preaching to Hindus who are being slaughtered in Bangladesh, which is being accepted on record by Muhammad Yunus, by the way. Muhammad Yunus has on record agreed that yes, there is a Hindu genocide going on. And Pranesh, for Kamruzaman to make this equivalence, in a country like India, where minorities have risen to the status of president, to judges, to all positions, and they've grown from 9% to 15% at least, And in the other country where minorities, per se Hindus, have been reduced from 23% to 10%, and to say they are equivalent, I think that's intellectually and ethically bankrupt to say this. And Pranesh, I have to say, put this on record here. Iskcon is the only organization right now which is keeping the Hindu and the Sanatan flame burning there. Hifazat-e-Islam, which by the way masqueraded as a student organization, has gone on record to say this is a militant organization. Iskcon is a militant organization that needs to be banned.
But you see, Karan, why are you outraging? It is an internal matter.
So
Gaza was not an internal matter. Rafah was not an internal matter. This is an internal matter. I want to, ask Tariq Khan. चिन्मय कृष्ण दास 8,000 लोग लेके गए थे, उनको पकड़ लिया?
Nothing like that. I strongly condemn that act, and all eyes on Dhaka. I'm saying this, that we should look at what government will do. Now, there is a question arises in front of us, is this, that what we can do from here, what are the 10 steps or 5 steps of India government to put pressure on the Bangladeshi government to stop all these things. Now, I haven't seen doing these type of thing by the Prime Minister or by the government. If they are doing, please state us, put it
Pradeep Bhandari,
so the country
state the steps that the government is taking.
What step you are taking to help our brothers who are there in Bangladesh?
Answer Tariq Khan.
Reiterate what the steps we are taking. Please, Tariq, if you go ahead and read on 8th of November 2024, on 23rd of October 2024, and various other incidents, it's the Prime Minister Narendra Modi's government which has raised the world's attention towards the targeted persecution of Hindus. But in this debate, you please tell me who's the minority who's getting persecuted. Why in this debate, whenever the Muslim, quote unquote, when the minorities are the Muslims, all of them start making this claim that Muslims are under threat, Gaza under threat, Priyanka makes 10 tweets. Why none of your panel, Pranesh, is able to acknowledge that it's the Hindus who are under threat and they need to apologize to the people of India, because these very individuals were rejecting the CA, which was against the religiously persecuted. Now, who's the religiously persecuted in Bangladesh? It's the Hindus. So, Mr. Rahman, Mr. Tariq and Kamru, in particular Kamru, whose thought process is radical, he needs to apologize, because he wanted the Hindus to stay in Bangladesh, to be religiously persecuted, and he continues to rant here. Now, this is what I want. Is CA not necessary? CA was necessary.
No. If you talk about CA, Pradeep, then people who have opposed CA will ask you, why don't you revise the cutoff date? That's the standard argument. And it's a fair argument, but it can't come from those who are in principle opposed to the CA cutoff date. We've completely run out of time. I thank all of you for joining us on India Upfront. The news are with Navita Kumar on the other side.